Wilson Fisk, or the Kingpin, made his first appearance in Spider-Man number 50 in April 1967. Standing at 6 foot 7 inches and weighing 450 pounds, he's as physically dominating and powerful as he is cunning and intelligent. Fisk was born into a poor family. This poverty, along with his parents' constant arguing, created a very insecure child. This got even worse as he got older and began being bullied for his weight as well. This finally came to a head when at 12 years old he committed his first murder. It was at this moment he became a criminal and decided if that was what he was, then he was going to be the best at it that he could possibly be. He began vigorously training himself to become a physical force. However, upon deciding this wasn't going to be enough to run a criminal enterprise, he also began learning about science and the arts, anything he could really get his hands on from the library or steal from the bookstore. One area that really stuck with Fisk, however, was the political sciences, and he became obsessed and began devising a way to use what he'd learned about politics to run his criminal enterprise. Going from a small, poor, overweight boy with no real education, he became a dominating physical force that could go toe-to-toe with almost anyone, and developing a knowledge and understanding of the world that would let him control organised crime from the shadows while appearing to be completely innocent himself. Taking the money he earned from his criminal enterprises and investing them in completely legitimate businesses, Fisk was able to truly begin to take control over New York. Portraying himself as a lowly spice importer, he was able to avoid detection from authorities, thus allowing him to begin building relationships with the politicians and high society of New York. This further legitimised Wilson Fisk. It was in this charade that Wilson met Vanessa. Their relationship developed quickly, and soon they found themselves engaged to be married. This relationship brought Fisk lots of happiness and peace that he'd sought for his entire life. Their life got even better when they welcomed their son, Richard, into the world, completing their family. Many years later, Vanessa had grown tired of the Kingpin's criminal ways, and she forced him to retire. In an attempt to stop him from being able to go back to a life of crime, she also told him he needed to give over all his files and evidence of other criminal leaders to the authorities. This angered the other crime bosses, who then kidnapped Vanessa and seemingly killed her in an attempt to bring Kingpin back to the fold. In a surprising turn, Kingpin did hand over all his files on other crime bosses as he'd promised his wife. However, he then returned to New York, now as the sole boss, to truly run the entirety of New York with an iron fist. Of course, Kingpin has had struggles with Spider-Man and Daredevil on a near constant basis, but he's also had significant victories, like himself becoming the mayor of New York and setting up laws to put all vigilantes in jail or even execute them on sight. When considering the criminal element of New York in the Marvel Universe, one question is always worth asking. How is the Kingpin involved?